women's 100 metres.
Such a clash here in the women's 100 metres. The last two world champions, Sha'Carri Richardson, Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, up against the Olympic champion, Julian Alfred. But Brianna Leiston of Jamaica goes in one. Zoe Hobbs won the Commonwealth Games in cold, wet conditions in Glasgow for New Zealand. She takes 2. There is Sha'Carri Richardson, 7 times sub-11 this season. It's been 3 weeks since her last race when she won U.S.A.'s. Julian Alfred, the Olympic champion over this distance, 4 Diamond League wins this season. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden won the 100 and the 200 in Tokyo. Her only defeat this season was to Alfred, but over 200 metres. Tina Clayton took silver in Tokyo last year. The Jamaican goes in lane 6. Ava Swoboda, silver for her at the European Championships last week, and the Polish woman taking the applause from the home crowd. Tia Clayton of Jamaica goes in lane 8, Olympic finalist. She's been under 11 once this season in May. And Kayla White of the United States out in lane 9. She was a late entry to this event. She took her first ever Diamond League win in Lausanne from an outer lane as well. She was lane 7 all on her own, the American, so maybe that will suit her here in the 100. But a massive, massive clash here between Richardson in lane 3, Alfred in lane 4, and Jefferson-Wooden in lane 5. As we get into the sharp end of the season, we keep mentioning it. Diamond League final coming up, and then the World Ultimate Championships, all to play for. And this could be a real look into, an insight into the form of the Americans and Alfred after a bit of a time away from competition. And the fastest start perhaps going to Tina Clayton, and Julian Alfred still looking down at her feet. She looks up now and she's going to see Melissa Jefferson-Wooden. The American is going to get the win just on the line. 10.77 for Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, a slight following wind. But that is a brilliant mark. It's been rounded up to 10.78 from Jefferson-Wooden, but that's an important win. And these women will be so dialed in to the next 2 or 3 weeks. And Jefferson-Wooden will walk away from Silesia with a spring in her step. She maintains her unbeaten streak over 100 this season.
Brilliant, brilliant performance from Jefferson-Wooden. She's now drawn level in the overall head-to-head with Alfred at 4 wins apiece over 100 metres. And she's now won the last 3, and that's starting to feel like a trend. You can see the strain. Alfred having to work really, really hard. Richardson trying to come back at them. But Jefferson-Wooden doing enough, staying relaxed, staying supple, and holding on. But 10.78 equaling her season's best. 10.83 unofficially for Julian Alfred, ahead of her rival Richardson in 10.96. And the 2 Americans either side of Alfred, the Olympic champion.
And all smiles from Jefferson-Wooden. That week in Tokyo was just phenomenal for her. Gold in the 100 and the 200, and then the 4x1. But there's pressure to recreate that. I think even though we're not in a championship year, there's a big attention on the next few weeks, and Jefferson-Wooden will definitely want to...
The track at Stadion Śląski in Poland hosted one of the most electrifying showdowns in world athletics this season. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden crossed the 100-meter finish line in 10.78 seconds and silenced the field in one of the most anticipated head-to-heads on the Diamond League circuit. On the other side of the track, names like Julian Alfred and Sha'Carri Richardson tried and failed to slow down the American sprinter. It was the first direct clash between these athletes since their last major international final, and the result reignited a rivalry set to heat up even more for the rest of the season. Here's exactly how that win went down. Talk about pure speed in women's sprinting today, and you're talking about Melissa Jefferson-Wooden. The reigning 100-meter world champion arrived in Poland as the favorite, but in this sport, favorite status never guarantees anything. And nobody knew that better than her. In the lane next to her, Julian Alfred came in on an impressive unbeaten streak this season, while Sha'Carri Richardson, always unpredictable, threatened to complicate any prediction. That equation could only add up to something explosive. Every tenth of a second down that straightaway played out like its own battle, And the outcome explains why this race is already being called one of the biggest moments on the international track calendar. Stick around, because the details of this win change how you'll see the rest of the season. The women's 100-meter final delivered exactly the kind of spectacle you'd expect from a field this stacked. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden came out fast, held her form with almost surgical efficiency, and clocked 10.78 seconds, matching her own season best. It wasn't luck, and it wasn't a decisive tailwind. It was technical control from start to finish. Right behind her, Julian Alfred ran the fastest race of her year, only to watch a lead of a few hundredths of a second slip through her fingers. A razor-thin margin that, in practice, separates glory from near glory. Sha'Carri Richardson, always a magnet for the cameras, rounded out the podium in third, proving that even the sport's biggest names don't have it easy when the competition reaches this level. The real story is the context. These three athletes hadn't faced off in the 100 meters since their last major world final, so every detail of this race carried extra weight. Jefferson-Wooden proved, in the clearest way possible, why she's the most consistent name in women's sprinting this season, and sent a clear message to her rivals ahead of the decisive stages still left on the international calendar. If this rivalry had you on the edge of your seat, wait until you see what's coming next this season. Share this video with anyone who follows track and field. It genuinely helps the channel keep bringing you fast, detailed race coverage like this. Drop a comment. Do you think Melissa Jefferson-Wooden holds on to this dominance through the rest of the year? Or does one of her rivals turn the tables? Like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another race. The next stage is shaping up to be even more decisive.